Hello, today I'm going to show you how to change the brake rotors on this 2017 Toyota Sienna. The problem I have is that while I'm driving, when I apply the brake, it starts shaking. I know it's a rotor problem because I recently changed the brakes, so I know the brakes are good. It's a rotor issue. So I will show you how to change this rotor today. And there are two options you have. One thing is to change a new rotor, or the second option would be to resurface a rotor. If you know that you have not resurfaced a rotor before, then at least once you should be able to resurface the rotor and put back on, and that will cost you much less than changing the rotor. On this car, the rotors cost normally around $120 to $160, $170 for the pairs. On the other hand, if I have to just resurface the rotor, it costs $10.99 per rotor, which means that around $22 I should be able to change the rotors and put back on and start driving. So this is the car, 2017 Toyota Sienna, and this procedure what I would show you is pretty much the same for any cars. Pretty much all brake systems are pretty much same. Some cars may be different, that I'm not sure, but most of the cars has a very same kind of system. And let's get started. So first thing, I'm going to remove the tires. Let me loosen this first. Okay, both the tires are out now. As you can see, I'm putting the tires under the car just in case if the jack fails or something happens. At least there's a backup support here. So now we are ready to remove the brakes and the rotor. Let's get started. I need to take the rotor out. Obviously, I need to take the brake cylinder apart and the brake shoes. So the brake shoes are held by these two bolts. As you can see, it's a 14 millimeter. So I'm using the 14 millimeter. So I'm taking it apart so you can see it. I'm not sure if you can see clearly, but these are the two bolts. You need to take it out. Once you take these two bolts out, the brake pads comes apart, so you can see it. And you want to just keep it somewhere out of your way. The next thing, you may want to just take the brakes apart, and we'll put the brakes later on. Make sure you don't lose any clips and things like this. Keep it aside so you can access it easily later on. So this is being I think this is called brake calipers. I'm not sure what the exact name for this, but this is the one holding the rotors. So I'm going to loosen this, and there are two 17 millimeter bolt which is holding. So I can see one here and one on the top. So I'm going to take both them off. I already loosened it before I start recording, so you can, that's why it's loose. So I'm taking this apart with my hands. It's a 17 millimeter socket. So make sure you take that apart. Once you take this apart, the rotor should be coming off pretty easily. So let me do that. So I took the 17 millimeter bolt off, and as you can see, this came off, and we can put this apart with all of the other stuff. So once this is done, and the rotor should be coming off easily. So now the rotor is apart. So now next thing is we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So as you can see, there's still, as you can see, the layer is not smooth. That's why we want to resurface the rotor instead of re-chain the rotor. So around here where I live in Florida, we have a store called O'Reilly. Yeah, O'Reilly. and they do the resurfacing for $10.99 piece. And in your place, wherever you live, you may have a different store. I'm sure they may cost less, more, I'm not sure exactly, but here is $10.99 per piece. So this piece I'm going to take it to the O'Reilly, whatever it's called, and they will resurface. They take about an hour to do the work, maybe less, depends on how busy they are. So this piece, this side is done, and I will show you how to put it back once I resurface the rotor. It's pretty much the same procedure, reverse procedure to put it back on. I'll show you when the work is done. Thank you. We are back. So you can see that the rotor, which is resurfaced now. So this saved me a lot of money of buying a brand new rotor, but it should work. And I also bought the brake cleaner and some grease. Next I will show you how to apply the grease and also clean the brake parts. Yeah, I want to apply the brake the cleaner. You can see I'm going to apply brake cleaners all the moving parts. Okay guys, now we're going to apply some grease to the all this. You don't want to apply too much. Any moving area parts, you need to want to apply a little bit of grease, very light little bit, so you won't get any squeaking sound. So I'm going to apply the all those every clips on the top of the clips. You might want to apply a little bit. You can apply on both, either a brake pads over here. I'm going to apply it. See, I can apply on both pretty much. This is a very important process or a step. You don't want to skip this. Okay, I already applied on the calipers. I'm also applying on the all these areas. So hopefully it will be very smooth. So like this, you want to apply for every brake pads. Okay, as you see, I have applied grease everywhere. A little bit on the back, a thin layer. You don't need a big whole lot. I also applied on all sides of the brake pads and also on the caliper where the brake pad sits. On both sides, you can see. And now we are ready to put it back on. I'll show you one side and it's the same procedure on the other side. So let's go. So now we're ready to put the brake pads on and things like this. Okay, let's put the brake pads first. I mean the brake pads in, and I also put the spring in. It's a little bit tricky because it's trying to come off. So we need to make sure that we can put this one in without letting it come off. Yep, that's it. So now this is good. So we just need to put this back in. And remember that if you're going to be putting a brand new brake pads, this cylinder will not go in. Then in that case, like, you will need to have a what I call a C-clamp to push the cylinder inside, and then you'll have the space, because as the brake pads worn out, the cylinder pushes in, so you will not have enough space for the new brake pads. Since it's the same brake pads I'm using, so I don't need to do that because it has enough space already. So that's why I didn't have to do that job. I'll show you what the C-clamp look like. So it's just very less expensive too, like maybe $10, $7, something like that. I bought this many years ago. I used many for many brake jobs. So Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So as you can see, you will probably push put the cylinder on one side and the back of the cylinder on the other side, and then you gradually, slowly push it back in so the cylinder goes in, and then you will have enough space. As I said, like this, since is a used brake pads, which I'm just changing the rotor right now. So, and this brake pads is just replaced like a few months ago, so I know it's good. So that's why I'm not changing it this time. So we are done almost. We just need to tighten this, make sure everything is good. Okay, we all set. So we're ready to put the tire back on, and we are ready to go. So I'm going to put the tire back on here. Actually, I'm going to put the other brake pads on the other side before I come back and put the tire on at the same time. Let's go on the other side now. It's on the other side of the car. I already put the things, everything on. And this last minute I'm tightening, so just you guys can see it. But other than that, we're pretty much done with the work of just putting the tire on, and we'll be done. Just make sure everything is tight enough. Okay, that's it. Let's put the tire back on. Will tighten very good after we bring the jack down. For now, I'm going to put the tire back on the other side. Let's go the other side now. So we are ready to remove the jack and then do the final tighten on the tires, and then I'll show you what to do next. As you can see, I also put the jack in it. There's a backup just in case a jack fails or whatever. So I put this backup thing because safety is the first priority here. Okay, now before we start driving, obviously you want to pump the brake a few times. So it's all set. Make sure you do a test drive, and then you're all set. If you have any questions, you can always put a comment or contact me. And please don't forget to subscribe and put the bell button on. I will probably put more videos, relevant videos, not only related to the cars. I also put some videos related to the car, and put some videos related to the house, how to fix ACs issues or any other small minor issues, and hopefully you'll find it really helpful. Thanks for watching.